We start with that interview with Bruno Fernandes, where he claims Manchester United wanted to cash in on him when Saudi club Al Hilal came in for him in the summer. Fernandes, who was 30 at the time, rejected the move, which was reportedly worth £100 million. In an interview that was recorded a few weeks ago, but was only broadcast for the first time this week, he revealed how hurt and sad he was that the club was prepared to let him go.
Queria que eu fosse. Eu tenho isso na minha cabeça. Eu disse isso aos diretores, eu disse-lhes isso, e eu acho que eles não tiveram a coragem de tomar essa decisão porque o Mister me queria. É isso que me deixa um bocadinho mais triste. E depois, imagina, eu acho que hoje em dia a questão da lealdade não é tão bem vista como era vista antigamente. Porque eu podia ter saído neste mercado e ia ganhar muito mais dinheiro, financeiramente era muito melhor para mim. Há uma época atrás ia sair, não vou dizer para onde, mas ia sair e ia ganhar muitos troféus nessa época.
Paris Saint-Germain?
Ia ganhar muitos troféus nessa época, era só o que eu tenho a dizer. Mas, opá, eu decidi, não só pela questão familiar também, porque os meus filhos estão bem cá, a minha mulher estava bem cá, mas pelo facto de eu gostar do clube e gostar genuinamente do clube. E a conversa que tive com o Mister também fez com que eu ficasse, mas da parte do clube senti um bocadinho, se fores, também não é assim tão mal para nós.
Right, loads of you getting in touch about this, including Gaz.
Not a great captain. He doesn't show, in my opinion, great leadership skills. All he ever does is argue with players, moan at players on the pitch when it ain't going well. If something goes against him with a foul on him or a referee's decision, he carries it into the game for a good 15 minutes. It's affected him on penalty takes. It's affected him during other games recently. For me, if you can get that kind of money for him, cash in and get the younger kid from either Crystal Palace or the one from Brighton.
Wharton or Belieber, I think he means. Right, well, Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your club, scan the QR code here or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Manchester United supporter James McDonald joins us now. Hi, James. First of all, what did you make of Bruno going public a few months after the event?
Yeah, I wasn't very happy seeing it go public and everything. Like, obviously, this kind of stuff you like to keep behind closed doors. But yeah, it was a bit sad to hear, to be fair.
He's got a new position this season, which you and I have talked about several times. But wherever he plays, he's still key for Manchester United. You've got to say, you know, where would you be without him?
Absolutely, and I think early in the season when he was playing centre mid, there was so many question marks and so much pelters he was getting saying he shouldn't be playing in that position. And to be fair, then pelters and question marks have got quieter as the season's gone on because he showed that he is just oozing class and he does carry us forward at times.
So is he getting enough praise? Because on Monday Night Football, I think it was Jamie Carragher said that if he'd won more trophies, he'd be seen as a Premier League all-time great.
I think you're right there. I think his stats speak for themselves. He's got really great stats for us, and I think he deserves a better trophy haul as a player for what he's currently got. And obviously, he's just a victim of his time at Man United. He's come in at a very poor part of our history, but he has been genuinely probably the shining light in that squad over the last 10 years.
Darragh, is all-time great if he won more trophies? Would you agree with that? Is that going too far?
No, I think you're always looked at for, you know, you look back in time at certain players or whatever else, what did you win when they were there? So he's an all-time great for the last 10 years. You're absolutely right, James, that they haven't been competing really for titles, but he has been consistent and one of their best signings. And they've had a few duds in the market over the years, but he's probably one of the best signings they've made in the last decade. So, but he's probably going to leave United without a title on his CV. And you're judged on the big trophies, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, carry on, James.
No, exactly, and I do feel for him because I do feel a player of his calibre probably should have more trophies. We're lucky that he actually plays for us because, yeah, I think you've got to say where would the club be without him over the last 5 years.
In terms of the board's situation on this, whoever was making the decision to accept that offer, I mean, Darragh was explaining the good business sense behind it. We've had lots of people messaging in saying, you know, it does seem like good business, no matter how good he is. So can you see that side of it as well?
You've got to separate your head and your heart with these kind of situations. Football is a business, unfortunately. Obviously, we all know that. So to cash in on it last season did make perfect business sense. But from a fantasy point of view, it was brilliant to see him stay at the club. But for the board to have a look at it and say we could make some money off this guy, like I'm not shocked by that. Put it that way.
Any club that's between 16th and 8th in the Premier League, not going anywhere, not going down, not going up, gets 100 million for a 30-year-old, you have to take the money. And I'll give an example. Mo Salah, a year and a half ago, Liverpool were offered 150 from Saudi for him. They turned it down because they were trying to win titles. And that's not a slight or a criticism of Man United, but it was an easy decision to make because you've got a team that's primed to win a league title, is up there trying to win trophies. You don't sell a player that calibre. If Liverpool were treading water and between that 17th and 8th place in the Premier League, you would take the money.
Yeah, and in fairness with Salah, he stayed and they did win the league, didn't they?
Correct.
Keane at the bottom of the screen there sent a message basically agreeing with pretty much exactly what you said there, Dara. So in terms of maybe Saudi clubs are the only ones who would pay as much as £100 million, maybe, all right? But are you surprised they are the only ones, given that he is, we've been saying how good a player he is, and he needs to win trophies? What about clubs like PSG, Real Madrid, etc.? Why don't you think they're in for him?
Yeah, I think if PSG had come in, it would have really tested his resolve and love for the club. I think the fact that we're talking about a Saudi team coming in and him saying he loves Manchester United is one thing, but you put them teams like Barcelona, PSG, by Munich on the table, and the conversation changes.
Yeah, go on, Darren.
PSG aren't signing players at his age. Bayern Munich, maybe Barcelona still. Yeah, PSG aren't signing players his age. So, but for a player his age now, for the cash out is Saudi. You know, it's simple as that. That's where you go. But he probably feels he's far too young to be going to Saudi. He's playing at a high level. He's 30. He's dominating in the Premier League right now. Probably thinks he's got a couple of years left. So really, this is down to the player to pick and choose because he's contracted to the club.
James, who would you be more upset about losing, Bruno Fernandes or Kobbie Mainoo?
I hate that you've asked me that. Oh, God,
Great
Tom
question.
G. So you put me on the spot here. I think if I'm talking with my head and not my heart, I think I'd be more sad to lose Mainoo because there's more potential and longevity in him going forward.
Absolutely.
But to say that I'd be happy for Mainoo to go is not the case.
No, fair enough. OK, James, thank you.
All the best, pal.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.